Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by the Family Forest Carbon Program, where we help family forest owners get paid to improve the health of their woods. Well, the Ohio Field Leader is heading to the farm of Ray Van Horn in Morrow County for the May edition of the Ohio Field Leader Roadshow. Dusty and Ray will visit during midday about the 2025 planting season, as well as the important work commodity organizations do, especially in times like these. The Ohio Field Leader is a project of the Ohio Soybean Council and Soybean Checkoff. You can celebrate the 38th Annual Armed Forces Day with the Findlay Military Association, May 15 through 18 at the Hancock County Fairgrounds. Visit findlaymilitarishow.org for a full schedule of events. Well, Joel checks in with this week's Buckeye Temp Tracker.
Soil temperatures across the state, downright tropical, as we take a look at the latest Buckeye Temp Tracker thanks to B&A Genetics. Real service, real results. More information at bagenetics.com. It's our weekly check of soil temperatures at 4 locations across the state, both in corn stubble field as well as bean stubble. No surprise as temperatures up in all categories week over week. Let's start in Morrow County, where we're seeing a soil temperature of 66 degrees in the cornfield and 68 degrees in the bean field. Up about 7 degrees on both sides. In Perry County, a 68-degree cornfield temperature and 71 degrees on the bean stubble field. Fayette County, 64 degrees for both soil temperatures in corn and soybeans that we're keeping track of. And in Mercer County, 65 degrees for the corn stubble field and 66 degrees in that bean stubble field. A nice trend upward for all locations as it's been an up and down spring to this point. Now a game of wait, dry out, and get ready to plant. I'm Joel Norwood reporting.
Thanks, Joel. Well, House Republicans are proposing a $290 billion cut from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program over the next decade. The GOP plan uses some of that money saved to increase spending on commodity programs, crop insurance, and other Farm Bill programs. Farmers and ranchers are taking center stage as the new administration learns more about the labor shortage impacting U.S. agriculture.
Officials with the White House, Department of Labor, and USDA hosted a roundtable with farmers and ranchers to talk about labor challenges facing agriculture. North Carolina Farm Bureau member Faylene Whitaker says the conversation centered around 2 main topics.
The H-2A program, how we keep it here, but how we keep it affordable, the adverse wage effect, how we bring that into line with other prices here, and how we preserve the farm.
Whitaker, who grows specialty crops with the help of employees on H-2A visas, says one of her main messages to the administration was how vital the temporary workers are to her farm. Whitaker says that if other farmers and ranchers are concerned about the labor market, the best thing they can do is reach out to their elected officials and tell their own stories.
They need to tell how it affects their farm personally and how it affects their neighbor's farm and what it means to have a legal workforce here.
Chad Smith, Washington.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum is not happy with the Trump administration's decision to suspend imports of Mexican beef cattle for 15 days because of detections of screwworm in shipments. Describing the suspension as unfair, Sheinbaum says she's hopeful the suspension will not result in another economic blow for her country. And the U.S. Department of Agriculture has announced several Conservation Reserve Program enrollment opportunities for agricultural producers and landowners. The USDA's Farm Service Agency is accepting offers for both the general and continuous CRP now through June 6th. The markets are next. Every time you use biodiesel, you're fueling more than your engine. You're investing in Ohio's farmers, reducing emissions and creating cleaner air for all of us. Did you know biodiesel adds 13% in value to every bushel of soybeans grown? That's good for farms, good for families, and good for the future. Drive with purpose. Choose biodiesel. Learn how at soyohio.org.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Con, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
The market's brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. At the Board of Trade, July corn 445.5 up 3. December corn 440.5 down a half cent. July soybeans 1077 3/4 up 5 1/4. November beans 1061 1/4 up a penny and 3/4. July wheat 524 3/4 up 7 1/2. At the Mercantile Exchange, June cattle 213.95 down $2.37. May hogs $91 up 2 cents. August feeder cattle 301.97 down $4.02. This is the Ohio AgNet.